Cervantes' Groundwater Protection Group received a most offensive government response to deeply held community concerns pertaining to the proven ecocide of fracking. In this odious communication, the WA Minister for Mines, Mr Sean Lestrange, routinely resorts to Orwellian doublespeak in order to obfuscate his painfully obvious corruption. This shameless political shill functions exclusively for and on behalf of a criminal corporatocracy, foremost among which are the low-life gas mining frackers. His demonstrably corrupt actions come at incalculable cost to the environment, to precious groundwater reserves, to the wider community and to all future generations. His provocative language gratuitously insulted the overwhelming community majority who are resolutely opposed to fracking by deriding their sincere and abiding concerns, which he offensively described as an anti-fossil fuel scare campaign. This disingenuous derision clearly demonstrates the depth and extent of government contempt, not only for the Australian electorate, who are in this instance in solid lockstep with the global community, but for the rule of law itself. Minister Lestrange went on to highlight the appalling extent of his willful ignorance with laughably false claims of effective government regulatory agencies that we all know exist in name only, doing nothing whatsoever to safeguard either the environment or the population. Just a short while back, a nationwide anti-fracking protest took to the main highways around the country, with a turnout in countless thousands. Ignoring the unmistakably clear and emphatic rejection, Minister Lestrange ludicrously waves it off as a scare campaign. Wading further into his slimy quagmire of deceit, he furnished transparent lies indicating that independent peer-reviewed studies give a green light to fracking operations, yet provides no contact details of the review authors or the relevant particulars of their so-called findings. Why? Because the only documentation in support of fracking is the corrupt garbage bought and paid for by the criminal corporation masquerading as government. The exact same corruption extends to the monstrous crime of water fluoridation, wherein the evil scum inflicting this poison onto a fiercely objecting wider community deploy prepaid scripted reports tarted up to support their vile agenda. No authentic science anywhere in the world supports either fracking or fluoridation, but still despicable criminals impersonating government inflict both these horrific evils against the prevailing will of the majority. They do this in total disregard of the abundance of authentic science, disproving their every despicable utterance. No matter how much genuine scientific proof and incontestable evidence gets presented, they duck behind their mainstream media upheld barricade of lies and propaganda, incessantly parroting the same threadbare crap to cover their servitude to organised crime. And this is what it comes down to. We have a government of organised crime. And the vicious crime wave unfolding right now is directed at you, your family, your community, your lifestyle, your future prospects, your freedom, well, what's left of it that is, and everything else you and your loved ones value. Without exception, it's all under the most diabolical threat from people you mistakenly think you can trust. It requires little effort to discover how frighteningly serious and devastatingly consequential this threat really is. Perhaps the first step is summoning the intellectual honesty and the moral fortitude to recognise this thinly disguised evil for what it is.